Hello everybody and welcome back to FM23 for the Youth Academy only Guiseley save, and it's the start of season 32 and we conquered our way into Europe. That's a dreadful phrase, I've got that completely wrong, but we're in European football, which is amazing because we've not signed anyone on this save because them's the rules. There's a bit more good news though. Maybe good news, I'm not sure. It could be classed as terrifyingly bad news. Let's go and have a look. So what could be better than qualifying for the Europa League? The Champions League! Yes, we are in the Champions League this year and our fixtures have been drawn. We're playing Dynamo Zagreb, Red Bull Salzburg, Gladbach, Benfica, Spartak Trnava, which is the one I'm most looking forward to, Ajax, Atletico Madrid and Napoli. Yes, we're in the Champions League. How on earth has that happened, did you ask? Well, England and Spain got an extra place in the Champions League because of their coefficient of previous seasons, which means another place was opened up into the Champions League. So if we go and have a look at last year's Premier League table, we finished 5th. So Newcastle really messing up on the last day of the season and allowing us to leapfrog them meant that we got the 5th Champions League spot. Which is amazing, isn't it? It's absolutely amazing to think that. We've just skipped the Conference League, we've skipped the Europa League, and we've gone straight into the Champions League, which is the one we need to win to end this series. This series ends either a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the release of FM24, the beta of FM24, or if we win the Champions League in the Premier League. Now, given the fact we're going to have Champions League money, I think we're in a great position where we can give all of our best players huge contracts. That's what I want to do. But obviously the money hasn't come in yet because you get it as prize money afterwards rather than doing it. But yeah, we're in the Champions League. So this season so far, we're currently 9th. Played 4, won 2, lost 1, drawn 1. Not a bad start, really. Only 3 points off the top of the table and 7 points away from the bottom of the table. So we're much closer to top than we are bottom. Some strange names in the top 10, though. You have us, Plymouth, Southampton, Stoke, all up there, and then the other teams are pretty much the same. But in the bottom 3, Bolton, Middlesbrough and Leeds off to a terrible start in the Premier League this season, and Chelsea not doing too much better with them either. So yes, a good start. We're actually back for game number 5 of the season, which is Man United away from home. We won our first 2. We beat West Ham 2-1. We beat Watford 3-1. Lost to Southampton 2-0, which was pretty disappointing, and just drawn with Leeds 1-1 in a game that we dominated but couldn't score. And now we're going away to Man United, and as you can see, we're sticking with the 4-1-3-2-0 when it's teams that we probably will lose against, and then it's the 4-1-1-3-1 DM asymmetric system against teams that we should beat. So in line with that, against Man United, we will be going to the strikerless system that we know and love. But yes, crazy scenes, right? Crazy. We've got Zagreb, Red Bull Salzburg, Gladbach, Benfica, Spartak Trnava, which is an amazingly good team name and probably the only team we'll beat in the Champions League, Ajax, and then Atletico Madrid and Napoli to finish it off as well. So the Champions League is obviously in the new format, which is going to be happening, which is not a Super League at all, no matter what UEFA want you to believe. It's definitely not a Super League of the best teams from around Europe playing in a league-style format before a knockout. It's definitely not a Super League. But yes, we are here, 29th. This list is done in order of historic coefficient or maybe club reputation, something like that. We are above Copenhagen, Roma, Zagreb, Celtic, Spartak Trnava, Qarabag and Kairat Football Club Kairat, who is a team I've never even heard of, to be honest. Coming from Kazakhstan, they're going to be playing Qarabag, Genoa, Union Berlin, Lorient, Sparta Prague and Roma. They've got a well easy draw. How the bloody hell have they got that draw? Oh, Liverpool and Spurs. There you go. And they've got Liverpool and Spurs in 2055, which is bonkers to even think we're that far in front of or into the game, which is absolutely crazy. Some club news to update you on. Iago Thal has already decided that at the end of his contract he's going to be leaving the club. His contract is at the end of this season, and we've just started this season. So didn't even want to talk about a new contract, just went, nah, I'm going on a free. So we're losing him at the end of the season. New contracts with certain people. We've updated the Patreons and things like that. So for the new Patreons, you are in the game. We have Supreme Dave, who has got released on a free. You now have a new player in Murphy Alunga, who is our promising right winger. So Supreme Dave starts again as a new Patreon. And we also have Joe Page, because you were at Brentford going out on loan as a centre-back. You are now striker/left winger Vladimir Horvath, a very high potential rated striker that could come through. And the final one, brand new Patreon in, is... Why can't I find you in here? Is it because you're in the under-21s? Where are you? Thank you very much for the support, everyone, as well. Oh, it's because I haven't got unavailable on. Oh, Matt, there you are, Matthew Bissett. It's because I've put you in, and I've not put, because you've got what is a regular name. I forgot to put the asterisk in. So there you are, Matthew Bissett. Thank you very much for your extra donation to the channel every month. It is highly appreciated. So, yes, we're doing all right. Let's go and play Man United. Okay, here we are then on game day, going to Old Trafford, 9th v 5th, as we take on Man United. Only one team's playing above us, which is Arsenal. So if we win this game by 5 or 6 goals, we could go above Arsenal into first. It's weird to see Stoke, with a game in hand, have just gone top, which is bizarre. They're playing Newcastle today, who could also go top. I love early seasons. There's so much movement in the table. But yes, we're taking on Manchester United, and we're going to be playing our 4-3-2-0 strikerless system, where we need to completely repick this team, because that's set up for the 4-1-1-2-1 system. Yes, that's what it is. Right, I'll pick the team. We'll be right back. Okay, so for this one, a change of goalkeeper starts. It's Victoriano getting the nod to go and play at Old Trafford today. Jan Petric was at fault for one of the goals in the last game, Leeds' goal. He basically came out for a cross, got nowhere near it, and their striker had an open goal. So, dropped for this one. We'll give Victoriano a run out. Gray comes in, who is a attacking fullback, I think we'll say. We're going to try and use him for more of his dribbling and crossing ability rather than his defensive ability, but we'll see how he gets on in this one. Joseph and John Carpenter at the back are absolutely solid. John Carpenter came third in the Young Player of the Year last year in the whole of the Premier League, which was very good. Leach comes in at left back because although he's not brilliant, he is our most defensively solid wing back that we have. Tackling of 10 and positioning of 13 is the best we have at left back in the whole squad. So yes, he sits over there. Sanusi comes in at anchor man. He can do that job really, really well. Kennedy on the right, Crimson Mori in attacking midfield, and Carney on the left. Mosametti and Alfakov form the partnership in behind nobody, because there's no striker. Jake Mills is on the bench. Well, he's not on the bench because he's injured for this one. He's recovering from a slight knock, but he's not ready for the game. On the bench then we have Andrew Burgess, Balinese Balançon, Earl, Goldson, Dyson, Jeff Hogg, Klingspor, Xavi Edwards and Thau. Now Klingspor was Andreas Lukumi, who is no longer a Patreon. So as I said at the beginning of every season, I do go through the list and gets updated. So if you're wondering who Eric Klingspor is, that's who he used to be in the save. So, right, let's go and give this a go, I reckon. The only thing I'm concerned with is overlapping. I don't think we want to start overlapping. I just don't think it's necessary. Let's try it. Let's go into the fire pit of Old Trafford and see if we can get a win. Or even a draw. I would take a draw. These big clubs, we're going to get absolutely smashed at certain times by them, but we are also going to cause some upsets, and that's what we need to go and do today. What have we got to lose? Go and cause an upset, because we are still far and away so far behind these teams in terms of reputation and players that they have and they can bring in that we can't. But you look at that lineup, how many of their players are homegrown? How many issues are they going to have registering for the Champions League? We're not going to have any, because, we have a fully homegrown squad, so it's totally fine for the Champions League. But there you go, it's 9th v 5th. Man United having a very similar start to us in their season. They will be delighted to get one of these early games of the season against another big hitter out of the way, I'm sure. Now, we know that this system gives up a lot of possession and a lot of space, but Crimson Mori hits the bar early on. Shabani had absolutely no idea about that one. I can't put two hands on my head because I've got a dog asleep on my lap, snoring away, covering my left arm as Joseph tries to win the header. Alphakov keeps it alive. Poor touch, though, and Grim can just bring this one away. It's reminded me that we have not put goal replays on because I turn them off. For when I'm playing on my own because they just waste time generally. Let's press play. That would help. We've started well. We hit the bar early on at Old Trafford, and yeah, we just need to make sure we stay in the game. So I was going to say on top of the game, but just staying in the game would be good. Here is Fernando Augusto out to Pedersen. Pedersen shoots, good save from Victoriano. He's thrown in the deep end today. A game away at Old Trafford is pretty huge, and he needs to have a big performance, let's be honest. Barbosa keeps that one in, actually cuts back on. What a tackle from Gray as it's bouncing around. Oh, Victoriano's had an absolute shocker. He lost the ball in the sky, and Joan Mikel will not have an easier finish in his life. If that's not an XG of 1, I do not know. By the way, Gray here with an absolutely superb challenge. But Santo's shot was blocked. It bounced up in the air. Victoriano just left it. I say left it, lost it. I don't think he left it. I think he lost it with the deflection. And that, look at that XG. That has got to be the highest XG you've ever seen for a chance. As Mosametti lines up the free kick. Can we have nearly an instant response. Shabani turns it over the bar with a great save. And Alphakov will take the corner, swings this one in, and it's headed away. We're not brilliant at set pieces, and it's something we do need to keep focusing on. I may need to go back through and have a look at who's standing where. As Leach puts in a good tackle, Pedersen into Grau. Grau, good challenge from Alphakov, but Grau's going to keep it. And Grau goes back to, that had a lot of accents over it, that name. Meleki, I think is how you'd pronounce it, but it had lots of lines and dots over vowels. Sanusi, great challenge as Kennedy will clear this one away. It's not just a clearance, it's a lovely ball out to youngster Carney on this left. Carney goes back towards Leach, who gives him a bit of support. Leach comes forward into Carney again. Leach, ball through. There's Mosametti. Mosametti, Crimson Mori's hit the post. He's hit the post. Oh my word, it was a lovely move. A really flowing move from Guiseley, and we've now hit the bar and the post. This is an unbelievable start to this game, and we find ourselves 1-0 down. Kennedy, Gray, up the line to Alphakov. There are men in the middle. Alphakov just holds it up, and he couldn't quite put the cross in as it's cleared away. Leach is there into Mosametti, but he's beaten to the ball. Pedersen out to Barbosa. Barbosa comes forward. John Carpenter with a great tackle. Or Crimson Mori. Sanusi back to John. John Carpenter out to Carney. Carney down the line. There's a runner in the middle. Mosametti couldn't put the pass in early enough. But Crimson Mori's there. Come on. It's 1-1. It's no more than we deserve in this game. We've hit the woodwork twice. And Crimson Mori is on hand to score. I thought Mosametti had missed his chance to slip this one through. But he knew what he was doing, our youngster. Fires the cross in. And Crimson Mori on the left foot makes it 1-1. And we are playing very well at Old Trafford. Just that slight error from Victoriano in goal is what's given Man United their goal. So I think we do say, look, we're doing really well. Keep it up. Let's keep going. And we just have to keep an eye on fitness and make sure that we keep ourselves fit, fresh, and in this game. As it's a corner to Man United. Santo swings it in. It's headed away. As far as Barbosa, Fernando Augusta into the box, lays it out to Santo. Santo shoots, it's Olivares. Santo passed it into Olivares, and we've not lasted long in this second half, about 5 minutes. And Man United just with an overload from the set piece. It was a good header away, and we didn't have someone tracking Santo as he came back in. Olivares was completely unmarked, and it's 2-1 to United. And Guiseley seem to be a little bit on the back foot right now. Joan Mikel with a free kick, and he's fired that one past Victoriano as well. It's 3-1. You're going to assume they've had an absolute rocket up their arse at half-time because we are sinking without a trace right now. It's just not good. Victoriano probably should do better, but goalkeeper animations are pretty rubbish in Football Manager. Right, we're just going to make an attacking change. Leach off for Hogg is although they're not that different, Hogg is much more attacking than Jay Leach. So Jeff Hogg comes on. Sort of thinking we do Alpha Koff as well, but I think we're going to give this maybe a few more minutes. On the 60-minute mark, we're going to go to our slightly more attacking system of the 4-1-1-2 1-1-1-3 system, the asymmetric thing that I've come up with for the last few years. Meleki, I don't know, it's too many accents. John Carpenton covers that one well. Into Joseph. Joseph picks out Mosametti, and there's runners in front of him, and he picks out Carney. Carney's going, Carney into the box. It's a woeful effort. It is so bad from the youngster, but now I'm questioning what do we do, because the system is so much better against bigger teams, but we do need 2 goals. But that's proven that we can create chances, so I think we stick with it. Balinese balance on for some pace up front. We're going to take Carney off after that strike and bring on Andrew Burgess on the left. We'll go with Aaron Gray off and Brian Dyson on the right. Leaves us with one more change. And I think Crimson Moore is going to get knackered in that attacking role. But we're going to go for fresh legs on the wing. So Gareth Earl onto the right-hand side. So all of our substitutions done. We are sticking with this shape, although the players on the pitch can switch shape if needs be, as Barbosa swings this one in. There's a header. It's onto the roof of the net. 3-1 still. I'm really questioning myself about whether to change system. 20 minutes to go. We get a free kick. Sanusi from deep swings it in. It's headed away, and it's flicked on a bit further. Jeff Hogg, the substitute that came on first. Into Sanusi. John Carpenter. Can he pick a pass? Into Joseph. Holds on the ball. Goes all the way back to Victoriano. And I don't mind keeping possession. We've now got to do something with it that we've kept that possession. Dyson. Down the line to Earl. Gareth Earl comes back. Back to Dyson. Dyson runs forward. The ball in. Mosametti! It's onto the roof of the net. And we're creating chances. We're just not putting them away. I think do I stick or do I twist? I think we're going to twist. With 10 minutes to go, which isn't long, I understand that. Right, we're going to go. Mosametti is the playmaker. Yeah, do we have the players to do this? Sanusi could sit in here. Yes, we do. Sanusi can sit in there. Crimson Mori there. We'll go Balinese Balanon up front. And he does have his passing isn't too bad. 11. Andrew Burgess is 7. Okay, so we're going to go like this. We're going to put Crimson Mori there, Balinese balance on up front, change you to a standard attacking midfielder. He's playing Mosametti a bit further back, but he does have the passing ability. And now we get into it. But what I do want to do is just very quickly say, yes, I have already taken run at defence off, because we don't do that against the big teams when we use this system. But is it going to be enough? Don't think it is. With a couple of minutes to go, we've created a couple of chances since changing, but nothing major. And as time ticks down, Earl puts in a good tackle. Lee Hee-Hyun wins it back. Jean Carlos brings it out from the back into Juan Miquel. Ball through, and Anishin, who has fresh legs. That's a big save from Victoriano. A great save to keep it at 3-1 to the home team. I feel like it's been a bit unlucky. I feel like we've done all right, actually. We've hit the woodwork twice. You get a couple of inches difference. That's what she said. And it changes the game. But 18 shots to 11, 9 on target to 4. Away at Old Trafford, that's not too bad. Just, what's that, like 8 minutes from half time? They've just absolutely killed us. So, yeah, I think we've done all right. Let's have a look at Jean Miquel, who is absolutely phenomenal at the age of 28. How much did he cost? He was bought in for 33.5 million from Barcelona and is now requesting a transfer. Probably because they've missed out on the Champions League. So, yeah. Oh, well. You can't win them all. We put up a good performance, and I am pretty happy and proud of the efforts. I think we did all right. Just a bit of a shame, innit? That first mistake from Victoriano, we got back into it. It drops us, that's how close it is at the moment. Drops us down to mid-table. But at the top of the table, 3 points clear, this early on in the season, is Stoke City, which is bonkers, who beat Newcastle 2-1. Yeah, crazy stuff, isn't it? Crazy. So with games in hand, Tottenham could leapfrog us. Norwich and Bristol City could all leapfrog us. If it happens, Chelsea could. They've only played 2. Leicester have got 2 games in hand. They could leapfrog us as well. So Early days, but we'll see how the season unfolds. But yeah, so we'll leave it there. A loss at Old Trafford to Man United. But the news that we are into the Champions League, which is just bonkers, isn't it? It's absolutely bonkers. Premier League doing pretty well. Avoid relegation is still the expectation. Champions League, be competitive. FA Cup, be competitive. Carabao Cup, be competitive. Our reputation is still so low that we don't even have to make like the 4th or 5th round of the Carabao Cup. And in the FA Cup, they still don't want us to get to like quarters or semis or anything like that. Our reputation is so low. It is ridiculous. Oh, we lost. The board cancelled the other things that I've just remembered. The board cancelled a couple of our affiliations with the influx of foreigners that we wanted, but we did get a new one with Perth Glory, who basically replaced the Newcastle Jets. But yeah, we lost a couple in here from the other teams. The Swedish team, who I forgot that I couldn't remember who we had them in here as well. And as you can see, we can't ask for another one just yet. But anyway, we will be back for... Now, I don't want to do every Champions League game because that would be a bit excessive. So I think we'll go past September, come back for the Gladbach game, then come back for Spartak Trnava. We'll probably skip Ajax and then come back for maybe a double header against... Oh, that's going to be painful, isn't it? Against Atletico Madrid and Napoli. And then I assume we'll be out of the Champions League and we can just accelerate through to the end of the season and youth intake day and all that stuff. But we'll see how it's going. We may mix up the schedule a little bit. There'll be more episodes than normal this season because it's the Champions League. It would be nice, wouldn't it, to bring Dynamo Zagreb as an episode because it's our first game in the Champions League. Gladbach is our first home game in the Champions League. I don't know. I'm sort of recording these slightly in advance because I've got a bit of time. But let me know your thoughts on the Champions League. And I probably would have decided my own schedule by then. But it's always nice to know what you guys would think, especially for future episodes and future seasons as well. So, yeah. Interesting times ahead. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait to now we're in Europe. It's going to be tough to stay there, but I can't wait to keep this going. Getting into the Champions League has made me realise we're one step closer to actually potentially finishing this task, which is huge. It's absolutely massive. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers. Oh, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you in a bit.